So back in 2013, I was living in Bali and my shoulder started to ache a little bit. You know, it kind of felt like there was a little pinch here and there. Long story short, I found out when I got back to the States that I have frozen shoulder. I was thinking, what the? It's frozen shoulder. I did learn 5 really important life lessons from this injury that I definitely wouldn't have learned if I didn't have to go through this whole process. The first lesson I learned was patience. When you get frozen shoulder, you walk into a doctor's office and they tell you it's gonna either take 3 months to 3 years for your one shoulder to heal. And what this made me really think about was all the things in my life that took a long time and how fulfilling and satisfying it was once I had reached that goal. An example I like to think of is when I was in college, the 4 boat that I was in on a crew team, we actually won the gold medal at regionals, and this was so exciting. Not that we won gold, that was great, but the fact that we had worked so hard as a team for 8 months of the whole year, practicing at 5 in the morning or 5 at night, practicing in hail, getting yelled at by your coach, and then at the end, you're left with this really short race of under 8 minutes, and then it's all over. Patience usually brings you something that is so much more rewarding than something that you instantly get. Like we're so used to now in this day and age where everything is instant gratification. You want your food right away. You want to become rich right away. You want to become skinny right away. Sometimes enjoying the journey and being patient actually is so much more fulfilling at the end. So enjoy it. If it's going to take a while, you might as well enjoy it. The second thing that I learned was appreciate the small things. Okay, I know this sounds cliche and everyone always says it, it's the small things in life, but it's true. I remember just not being able to reach behind me in a car, and the minute that I could, I remember having this really exciting moment thinking, oh my gosh, I can reach behind and grab my, I don't know, my cell phone or something like that. But it was just so exciting for the smallest things that I didn't used to give a shit about, and now I care. The third thing that I learned from the shoulder injury is to not let something define you. And what I mean by that is, you know, if you lose your job or if you get divorced, you know, don't let one thing define who you are as a person. I realized how much of who I am depended on fitness. I started thinking more about music. I started thinking more about reading and writing and dancing, all these other things that actually bring me joy and not just focus on one thing, because there's so many things to experience in life. And when you don't have a really well-rounded life, when something is taken away from you like that, it can be really shocking. The fourth thing I learned was get your priorities straight. Usually this happens when something big happens in your life and if things kind of shake up and you're thinking, oh shit, this is actually important, this is not. And how I learned this with frozen shoulder is that if I've only got one arm and I've got to carry a bunch of things to the car, I'm gonna grab the things that I really need. That's the same thing in life. Prioritize. You've got one life, that's it. Unless you're a cat, you might have more. Do the things that you love. Who cares what other people are thinking? Like start a YouTube channel. That potentially might fail. The fifth thing that I learned from this injury is it's not what happens in life, it's how you receive it into your life. I got frozen shoulder in my left side. 2 years later, I've got it in my other shoulder. I just remember thinking, are you shitting me? My other shoulder? Really? Like how rare is that? 1, it's rare to get frozen shoulder under the age of 60. 2, it's even more rare to get it in both sides. Instead of letting it consume me, I thought, all right, this is the facts, this is what's going on, and how am I gonna deal with it from here? Crappy things are gonna happen in life. You can't control that, but how are you gonna deal with that? Are you gonna think of it in a positive light, or are you gonna think about it in a negative light? You're the only one who gets to choose that. But as of right now, I can lift this arm all the way up, and this arm, that is as far as it goes. And I just gotta deal with it, and eventually it'll go away. And maybe a year from now, I'll make another video and tell you what the second shoulder has taught me. Are you interested in personal growth and finding different ways to learn more about yourself? I would invite you to subscribe and come along for the ride. As always, thank you so much for watching. I know that you could be watching a million other YouTube videos, and I appreciate that you took the time to sit down and watch mine. Much love. Health was not just about eating well. Are you interested in personal growth and learning different ways to learn more about yourself? Book.